Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while, but today we're back with another DIY project. We've been really busy with the house. The house is pretty much finished now, but the one thing that we wanted to add, and have wanted to add for a long time, is a desk. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to build a DIY desk out of scaffold boards. It's going to be budget friendly and hopefully relatively easy to build. So a lot of houses will have these sort of style of alcoves. This for us used to be a wardrobe that we obviously ripped out when we first moved in. So to make use of this space, we're going to be building a rustic style scaffold board desk. So I guess we'll just get started. Right, so we've got our measurements to work to. The standard desk height in the UK is 73 centimetres, so we're going to work to that. I've made a little mark here and then made some other measurements which we can go through later on. We want our desk to be floating, so we're going to use CLS wood as the frame, and then the boards are going to sit on top of that. The desk is going to be the width of 2 scaffold boards, and just for reference, the size of 2 scaffold boards together is 45 centimetres, so I'm going to cut the frame to be 40 centimetres. So let's go and cut some wood. Believe it or not, this is the frame. So these are all cut to size. As I mentioned before, the side pieces needed to be 40 centimetres, but these are actually 36.2. And that's because I had to deduct 3.8 from this measurement because this is going to be up against the wall and then these will be over it like that. This will eventually be there somewhere. And then on both sides, there'll be a piece like that. And that will give us the support and strength for the scaffold boards. This measurement here is the top of the desk, so roughly 73. We've gone for 75 because we're having this front section. The measurement underneath here is where the wood needs to sit to. But this step isn't necessary, but we've got a laser level. So I've lined it up with the bottom mark here. A standard level will be fine if you haven't got one. Essentially, this is the level line all the way around now. So when I come to fit this piece, I'll just line it up with the level either side, make my drill holes, and then that'll be as good as I'm going to get it. It goes without saying, but the last thing you want to do at this point is to drill through an electrical cable or some pipes running through the wall. So I've got this detector, so I'm just going to run around where the laser line is and just make sure I'm not going to hit anything. And if there is anything picking up on this, I'll just make a mark on the wall and then avoid drilling anywhere near that. It's also worth noting as well, if you are planning on buying one of these, this is the Bosch Truvo one, and I've had no problems with it. But if you are going to use it, you need to have your hand on the wall because you can see it basically earths. Basically, if you don't have your hand on the wall, it's not earthing itself. So you can see here I've just checked it with the level. It's always good to check it because following the laser line, if the wood's slightly warped, it can throw you off a little bit. So just check it with the level as you go. So now this is all in place, I can start drilling the other holes and get it all screwed in permanently. Right, so the basic frame's in. It's solid up against the wall. The next step from here is to go and measure and cut the scaffold boards. Now, I'm pretty sure these walls won't be perfectly straight, so I'm just going to take a few measurements beforehand and then transfer those to the boards. So as you can see, we've cut them to size. We've just done a test fit and they're fitting okay. So other than this front piece that we'll cut a little bit later on, they're pretty much ready to be cleaned up, sanded down and then stained. Back upstairs now. This is the front piece and that essentially is what it's going to look like. So you can tell that it brings out the pattern quite nicely. Depending on how much you sand it, you will get a different result. Because we've stripped it back quite a lot, we're thinking we're going to go for a darker shade. We tend to go for a teak oil. We've used that a lot in the past. It can add a nice tint to the wood and it also provides some protection, so it's slightly water resistant and obviously it seals the wood as well. So to fix it to the frame, I'm going to use some instant grab adhesive and some CT1 to actually butt them together. As you'll know if you come to do this yourself, the wood isn't completely straight, so I'm going to put this on and then probably put a couple of screws from underneath up into the boards as well. It's the second day now. We've given it 24 hours for the oil to dry. So the next step is to go around the edges with this decorator's cork, just seal all the gaps so it looks pretty seamless. So you can, if you want to, put tape down to get a clean line, but I'm just going to freehand this one. I'm pretty confident that it should be. So next up is to fit some accessories to our desk, but first of all, 98% of our viewers aren't subscribed to this channel, so please go and subscribe and help support us to make more videos like this. Okay, so now you've done that, next up is to fit some of our accessories that we've got. It's nothing special, but we've bought some of these, which are basically just sockets for the desk to allow us to put our plugs through underneath, so to keep the desk free from all cables and stuff like that. So we've got 2 of them for each side. We've also bought this lamp as well. So the plan is to fit one underneath the lamp and then we'll fit one on the opposite side, routing cables for our laptops and whatnot. So that's the desk built. We've been using it for a little while now. It's still really sturdy, we're really happy with it. We're not quite finished there. We are going to add some shelves in the future. But for now, this is the end of the desk build. I hope it helped if you're looking to do something yourself. Obviously it's budget friendly. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please go like and subscribe and follow along for more.